Okay, it's time to take my babies back outside. This is my plum tree and my peach tree, and they have been chilling in my kitchen, well, dining room, if you will, waiting for the frost to be over outside. And I know it's not healthy for them to be indoors because they need lots and lots of sun. The tag on here says, it says something, full sun. Can you see that? Full sun, 6+ hours direct sun. So that means it needs lots and lots of sunshine to be producers. And I'm loving this little peach plant. That's why I bought this particular tree, because it already had a little peach trying to grow there. And so I was like, oh, look at you trying to be a producer. So I'm going to take them back outside and find the sunniest spot in the yard and let them sit there for a few days. I'm so happy I didn't dig a hole and put them in the ground right away, because I may have lost my tree babies. Anyway, I'll be back and show you where I put them. Okay, so it's about 11:30 in the morning, and I just walked around the yard trying to determine what is the sunniest spot, what spot in the yard gets sun pretty much all day. And so I picked this spot right here. Hopefully not too close to my neighbor's fence, but I'm not going to I'm not going to plant them right this minute. I just want to have them sit here for a few days and see what happens. So basically I just sat them out here. Yeah, I think it's going to get lots of good sun here. And I was just kind of looking at my peach tree, and I noticed that it has a few little more fruit trying to come out of the blossoms. The blossoms are drying up, and you can see the beginning of more fruit. Can you see that? I hope you can. See that this right here where the tip of my finger is pointing to. Oh, there you go. See that? That is another little peach trying to come out. So I'm expecting great things from this little tree, but I gotta take good care of it for it to do what it needs to do. So obviously it was pollinated before I bought it. And this tree here, it's just now starting to get a few sprigs of greenage coming out. And when I bought the tree, of course, you know, being a normal consumer, I was looking at the picture like, ooh, yeah, it'd be nice to have that in my yard, be able to pick that off and eat that. Yeah, I was thinking that way. But there's some important things to know. And when I looked at it closer, it said, this fruit needs pollinator. This fruit needs a pollinator. See back for details. So I bought it anyway. The reason why is because in my yard, usually over there by the well, there are lots of bumblebees, wasps, butterflies, and the moment that I'm thinking, if it stays close to the peach tree that has blossoms on it, it's going to have some bees or something's going to come around it that's going to help it to become a producer. I want it to be a producer. That would be awesome. So that's where they are. They're on the, I don't know what you call this. Let's see. We'll call this the north side. I'm not sure. Right now, all of you people who know about compasses, let's see. The sun is, I'm looking at the trees, and the sun is to my right, and it's almost noon, it's almost overhead. So where would that make these trees be right now? I think the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, right? So east, west, north. So I think they're on the north side of the yard, but in a place where there's not a lot of trees covering it. On the other side of the yard where the magnolia tree is, too dark over there, shady, and that's a wonderful place to hang out, but not for a fruit producing tree. Okay, so pray for my trees that they become producers and that they are fruitful and multiply. Yeah, I kind of feel like Pocahontas, you know, that part of the song where she says, and I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name. Yeah, so that's kind of the life I'm living right now, trying to grow some food and just go back to nature. Okay, it's 6:18, and I'm checking up on my trees, the placement of my trees, and guess what? I think I picked a good sunny spot because it's more than, well, I put them out here at 11:30ish, and now it's 6:18. So this looks like a really good spot to get lots of sun because the sun is still shining in this part of the yard, and it's evening. So now the sun is over on my left. When I first started, the sun was on my right, almost overhead. Now it's on my left. It's going towards the west, and there's still sun shining on my trees. So they should be very happy, and I'll check the weather report, and it's supposed to be nice, sunny, warm weather for the next few days. So we should, oh look, and there is a wasp or something, and he's enjoying this peach tree. So yeah, go ahead, pollinate, it's all happiness. So yeah, so I think that was a good decision. And as I come back and look at the plum tree, I don't know, it looks happier to me. Look at the little green leaves, they're like reaching out. Yeah, that's a good sign. So yep, just wanted to check on it and make sure that it's in the right place, and I think it is. So let's see how they do over the next few weeks. So while planting the trees, I came across this dandelion plant that's just really, it's just doing its thing over here. And this is an edible plant. Once again, I'm learning about foraging edible plants right out of your yard. I think it's a good thing to learn about and exercise, because if you're ever in dire straits, you can just go outside and eat your grass. That may sound funny, but you know, if you got to that place, you would know exactly what to pull out of the yard to eat. But this dandelion plant, you know, dandelion, I think it's supposed to be good for your gut health in some way. Great for tea. I'm not sure if it's gone too far to be harvestable, but I'll check up on it because this is a huge plant right here. So we'll see. Anyway, I saw that as I was getting ready to go back in the house. Thought I'd take a picture of it. I'll do some research on it and then I'll share it with you. Hey, so after seeing that big dandelion in my yard, I was really curious, and I figured, let me just go in and check something, because I think I have some dandelion tea. And sure enough, I had some in my cabinet. So I said I'd do some research, and hey, now is as good a time as any, just like Tracy Chapman says. If not now, then when? When is right now, because we need to know this stuff. So check this out. Organic roasted dandelion root herbal supplement. And as I remember, I bought this several weeks ago, so I don't remember the price, but you can look it up. These are not cheap teas. They are medicinal, so they are quite expensive as teas go. And then here's the box. This is what the box says about this organic roasted dandelion root. Herbal power stimulates the liver and supports healthy digestion. The taste is pleasantly roasted with bitter notes. Plant story: some think of dandelion as a common weed, but our herbalists know that its bitter taste stimulates digestion and supports your body's natural detoxification process. How many of us need detoxification? Throw your hand up. Some of our finest dandelion comes from the sustainably wild collected meadows of Eastern Europe. It's the perfect tea for everyday wellness. Well, hey there. Why do we need to go to Eastern Europe to get something that grows in our backyard? Come on, people. It's like, the only thing that I was thinking though was, if you start harvesting, the natural things that grow in your yard, be careful that you're not spraying insecticides or anything toxic on the ground in your yard, because those toxins are going to go into the ground and ultimately into the plant. And if you start eating that, it will be in your body. So that's why the other plant that I showed you the other day that I found out was also a natural herb in the yard, I took it and I put it in my garden so that I can monitor what kind of water and food it's getting so it can grow some more. So I may do that for my dandelion. That may seem weird, taking a weed out of the yard and planting it in your garden, but if it has all of these benefits, hey, it's worth doing. So anyway, I just wanted to come back with that, with the dandelion root. I have to find out what part of the plant they're using for this tea. It says root, so maybe at the bottom of it that's what you make the tea out of. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna find out. All right, I'll be back. I am not an expert at any of this. This is my adventure of learning. So I want you to watch the videos with that understanding, okay? I am learning how to repurpose things, some things I know because I've done them many times, like, some handcraft type things like sewing and crocheting and painting, some of those things. But I am by no means anyone's expert in this area. So I would really solicit your help. I would really appreciate any comments that you make to correct me if I say something that is not quite right, because I don't want to lead people in the wrong direction. And if you have additional information, especially about these herbs that I'm pulling out of the yard, if you know more about natural plants and foraging, any of the things that I'm talking about on this channel, I would really love it if you would place a comment below, okay? And if your comment is really super good, I'll highlight it and shout you out, make sure people know where they can find you if you have a channel, because we need to help each other. We've got to figure this out. And the only way to figure this out is if we are willing to share our knowledge and help each other. So that's it for the day. I don't call it a disclaimer, I just call it an honesty moment. It's honesty to realize you just don't know, because you just don't know. You don't know what you don't know, but you can learn what you don't know if you take some time. All right, this is Frugal Homestead Motai Nai signing out.